It is our 7th class of grade 9, our English book. Mr. Ravin Raut is in technical support. It is our radio class. I always tell you that to take this class, you must present with your textbook, copy, pencil and ball pen. You must listen this lesson very carefully, without noise and side talking. Otherwise, you cannot get or grasp the important information or major idea of lesson. At the time of teaching, you must note down the important thing. You can also tick, underline and symbol in your textbook too for your further study as a command of the class. Okay, students? You know that we are learning, we are teaching, we are discussing about the importance of English language through the letter. We know that also the English language is one of the most widely used language. It is equally popular around the world regardless of geographical differences. It is also international language. Not only this much, English language is a global language because of the development of science and technology industries that always used to inform anything in English. We can get any information in English also, so that English is used as a globally. English is used globally, so that English is a global language. It is the world's second largest native language and 7 countries use it as the official language. Most of the product information is written in English language. In school, maximum number of world countries teach English as a compulsory subject. It helps to get the job and people of different nationalities to understand each other's culture, values, sentiments after serving it as an effective tools for communication worldwide. It serves as a powerful means to promote the fraternity that results in better relation among individuals, societies and countries. These attributes definitely contribute to world peace. There are many reasons behind it English to be popular. In our previous class, we discussed about it also. Think and act. Under the think and act activities, we have discussed about it. And in our previous class, we had also discussed about the lesson Nima's letter to her brother. Under it, we discussed the introduction of letter, its uses, types, and its components, or especially about the format of personal letter. Likewise, we also discussed the difficult words and searched the exponents that express the language function, suggesting, advising, and pursuing. In this letter, Nima gives the suggestion to her brother Lakpa how to improve and how to make the better performance in English language, in verbally, both in verbally or in the written form, in oral form or in written form. Verbally means oral form, by spoken. In conversation, how to make better performance in English language, in conversation or in written. In this way, in letter we discuss about it. Now, students, let's start our today's lesson. In our today's lesson, we must find out and underline the sentences that express, advice, and suggestion used in the letter, and describe the letter shortly. In previous class, we discussed search, advice, and suggestion expressing sentences and described. some of the paragraphs. Only 1 and 2 paragraphs we discussed in our previous class. Today, I start from the beginning of the letter. Okay, students, turn the page number 12 and 13 of your textbook. Dear Lakpa, I got your letter yesterday. Thanks you for telling me all about our parents and yourself. I am doing well here and thinking of returning home during Losar. She is making plan to come at home during the Losar. In the first paragraph, and also she tells, I'm excited to know that you want to improve your English. I think you are very conscious about the importance of English as an international language. As you have asked me, I am giving you some suggestions on how you can have better performance in English language, both verbally and written form. And under it, in this paragraph, she gives some suggestion to her brother, and we have to find out what are the exponents or sentences that express the advice and suggestion. You should always try to communicate in English with your English teacher and friends. It is another structure to express suggestion. Listening to radio program in English could be an interesting way. It is the one of the way. Listening to the radio program, it is the one of good way to make better English performance, to get authentic materials, to improve our listening as well as speaking skills to improve. Why don't you buy a radio for yourself and listen to such program? It is another structure for expressing suggestion. For better pronunciation, copying people could be effective. For better pronunciation, we should copy the pronunciation of people who pronounce the English word correctly. By copying, by following their pronunciation, it is another ways to make better English. As you listen to any new word, you have to repeat it. You have to plus verb 1. It is another structure for expressing suggestion. Using an English dictionary, it is another way, effective way to learn the English language, to make the vocabulary, pronunciation, and to know the parts of speech of English word. It helps to us. You had better buy a good English dictionary and use it. It is another structure. Later again I will discuss. But you should do the underline these words that express advising, suggestion, and pursuing sentences. You know, my friends, was not that good when I was in Nepal. She gives a suggestion when she is in Nepal. At that time, she was not good in English. But now she is good because she has the habit. She has to speak English all the time, again and again, so that by exercising, by practicing of English language in spoken, in conversation, it make us better to use English. It is another way she suggests from this sense. I pick up pronunciation and expression one by one. We should pick up the pronunciation and expression one by one from the vast treasures of English spoken word, English spoken communities. How about talking to the foreign tourists who come to visit our area? They will be happy to know about our village and its beauty from a student, and you would benefit it with the new English word and expression. I have heard that the education related offices, the offices which are opened, established to development of education in Nepal, has been developing and distributing the different audio visual materials that helps to make English better. If I were you, I would talk to teacher about them too, and buy such materials, such audiovisual materials, and I use these materials. In this way, she suggested to her brother Lakpa. These materials, I guess, must have been developed considering the average performance level of Neblis students. Wouldn't it be better if you got some of them for your practice? In my previous class, I described this paragraph in details. Now I may start the other rest paragraphs to describe also. But in this paragraph, we cannot get such type of sentences that express advising, pursuing, and suggestion. She just talks on this other rest paragraph on the importance of English language. Why the English language is important, and we must learn the English language. In this way, she tells to her brother, going through your letter, I can understand that you have a lot of knowledge to the importance of English language. I would like to add here that at the time of discussing, or we are discussing about the difficult words, at that times I told you about the meaning of these difficult words. I think you have written that meaning in your note copy. According to that meaning, you can also write the answer of this word. From the letter, find the words which are similar in meaning to these words. There are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words are there. Our, act performed, interact, common language, qualities, companionship. What is the similar meaning of our according to the test? You should find out that word from the test of letter, from the textbook. Obviously, there is given the conscious. Conscious. Our means conscious. Act performed. What is the similar meaning of act performed? Performance. 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 That is the similar meaning of act performed. Interact. According to the test. What is the word of interact? Communicate. 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 Common language. Common language. What is the similar meaning of common language? It is a linked language also. Common language. Global language. Lingua franca. Common language means lingua franca. It is used as a common in the different language community. Qualities. What is the similar meaning of qualities? Attributes. The similar meaning is attributes. 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 Likewise, another word is companionship. Fraternity. Fraternity, companionship, the similar meaning is fraternity. 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 In this way, we completed our first exercise of your textbook. Now, read the test and match the following sentences. Match the expression under column A with their correct continuation under B. There are given the 5 sentences in column A, and another side is also the 5. But by using these 2 columns, we must make the complete meaning of sentence. Complete sentence to give the correct meaning according to the test. We must match A with B. Okay, now discuss about it. Nima advises. What's its meaning? Which is the correct? Could be an effective way to learn the language. Lakpa to use English while talking to friends and his English teacher. Produce and distribute audio visual materials for Nepalese students. could help promote better relation in the world somewhere in Nepal? Which may be the correct answer? Nima advises Lakpa to use English while talking to friend and his English teacher. Is the correct? Yes, it is the one advice she has given to her brother. Nima advises Lakpa to use English while talking to friend and his English teacher. Second line. Second. In Colombia of second line, second sentence, incomplete sentence, that is match with A with B of column B. In number B, Lakpa lives. But in our letter, there is not the in which parts of Nepal, there is not given the name of local places, but Lakpa lives somewhere in Nepal. That is the correct matching. Incomplete sentence is in the 5 number of column B. Lakpa lives somewhere in Nepal. Number C, the English language relation in the world. What may be the correct answer? Produce distribution is not. Somewhere is finished. Could help promote better relation in world? No. In the world means the English language. Yes, it is right. The English language in 4 number of column B could help promote better relation in the world. English language could help promote better relation in the world. It is right. In number D, some education related offices in Nepal, what it has done? It is produce and distribute the audio visual materials. We know that. So what is the answer? Which number? Number 3. In number 3 of column B, some education related offices in Nepal produce and distribute audio visual materials for Nepalese students. That is the correct answer. Using a dictionary of target language is the one of the ways, effective way to learn the English language. And column B of number A, number first, using a dictionary of target language could be an effective way to learn the language. It is the correct answer. In this way, in the match also you have done. If you have done, you are right. If there is alter your answer and my answer, you should be correct that in your book too, in your textbook too, in your exercise copy too, and after opening your school, you should consult to your subject teacher also. If you get any problem in this lesson, you can also inform, you can contact to us, or you can comment on the Facebook page of this FM, Itahari FM. Okay, now question number 3, true false. It is the turns of true false item. Read the letter again and decide whether the following sentences are true or false. Number A, the sister is advising as asked for by her brother. It is true. Lakpa is planning to visit Nima during Losar. It is false. Lakpa has not the planning. Nima is planning to come back at home in Losar. Number C, the English language is only international language. It is false. Nima suggests her brother that he should never use his native language. This is false statement. Communicating in target language helps builds up mastery over it. It is the true statement. Love, fraternity and respect for others are some of the qualities of humanities. The F number is true statement. Now check the read and answer questions. Read the letter once again and answer the questions. Number A, where and when was this letter written? The letter was written from the river Defields, Chester, UK on 21st April 2015. Now check your question number B. As suggested in the letter, what are some of the ways to improve English? Do you apply any of the ways personally? There are some of the ways to improve English suggested in the letter, like there are the many suggestions are given there. You should write any 2-3 ways that is better in your think. Listening to radio program in English is an interesting way of learning English. We had better buy a good English dictionary and use it. we should always try to communicate in English with your English teacher and friends or people who speak English. As we listen to any new words, we ought to repeat it. There are many ways. You should write anyone and give which you can apply personally. You should write in your one answer. According to Nima, what is the interesting way of learning English language? There are many interesting ways are written in letters. You should choose anyone. The listening to the radio program in English is an interesting way of learning English. It is the major answer of this question. Listening to radio program in English is an interesting way of learning English language. How does the writer feel about her own performance in English language? The writer feels that her English language is great or good. It is the correct answer. When will the Nima come home and what will she bring for her brother? Nima will come home during Losar. She will bring audiovisual materials. It is the answer. Check this answer because we have not a lot of time, so that I am going to fast. Check your answer and write. Otherwise, you find out the answer from the letter of textbook. Also, which of the ways suggested by Nima do you prefer? Why do you think so? There are some of the ways to improving English suggested in letter, but which do you like? You should choose anyone. You give the answer in your own words. You should write in your own things. There are listening to radio program in English is an interesting way of learning English. We had better buy a good English dictionary and use it. We should always try to communicate in English with our English teacher and friends and the English speakers. As you listen to any new words, we have to repeat it. There are many ways. You should choose anyone and give the things. Why do you think it is the importance? Also, you suggest, do you like also? Okay, students, in this way you should practice and put into practice. There is also given one words. We have to do any words also. Now, students, in the question answer, read the letter once again and answer this question. There are given, but here are the some of the question. Our answer may be varies from one person, one students to another students, but I have given the instruction to you how to write the answer. In number B, there are the many ways to improve English language, and which do you apply of the ways personally? There are many one. You should choose anyone and give which method you can apply in your life. Personally, you can use. You write the answer in your own ways. There are the many ways are given in our textbook. Likewise, in question number F, which of the ways suggested by Nima do you prefer? Why do you think so? The answer may be buried in this letter also. Which of the ways suggested by Nima? The Nima suggested there are many ways later. Among them, which do you prefer? Which do you like most? You write anyone. There are some of the ways to improving English suggested in the letter, but I like this one. You write anyone. Suppose listening to radio program in English is an interesting way of learning English, right? Now, why do you think so? Why do you like it? You can write. It is the listening to the radio program. It make the habits to listen, to grab the idea by listening also. And when we want to involve in this program by phoning program or in any programs, at that times we must write the letter. We must phone in English ways. In this way, we can practice. We can get the opportunity to practice English in spoken, in listening, speaking and writing. The 4 language skills we can use: listening, speaking, reading and writing. But reading is not there. Likewise, to improve the reading, we must use the English dictionary or English newspapers, etc. We should consult with these materials, so that under this about these questions, our answer may be varies. You should write in your own words. you should give your one views. Okay, students. Now put into practice. I am going to discuss about the put into practice question. Nima has advised her brother to do different things to help him improve his English language. Some people may like to learn your native language. Prepare a list of any 5 activities that will help them to learn your language better. And read them out in the form of suggestion. Read them out in the form of suggestion. You must write some of the 5 activities that help you or help us to learn our language better. It helps to make the language better, to understand, to perform the language better. Read them out in the form of suggestion. You should write, prepare and read out in the classroom. That's the given. But you may begin in our textbook is given. You may begin. My native language is this. You write the name. My native language is Nepali. My native language is Maithili. My native language is English. My native language is Magar. You can write. What is the native language means? Your mother tongue. When you born and you speak out the firstly, which language you speak firstly, you start to learn the language in the lap of your mother, or mother language is the native language. It is the first language. It is also called first language that you have acquired. Okay, and if you want to learn, you blah blah is given there. We can write in this way. If you want to learn, you have a habit of using dictionary. In this way, you must fill this sentence and write any 5 activities that help to learn your language better. If you want to learn it, you should practice speak English or speak language with your teachers, friends, mother, or good speaker of that language. You had better plus verb 1. You had better plus verb 1. You have better plus verb 1. You had better listen the English program, radio English program, or radio listening the language program. Well, there are many activities you can write. You can collect that and read out in your classroom. Okay, students, you should write these sentences, 5 sentences that express suggesting, advising and pursuing sentences, and do the activities or read out that sentences in your classroom when your school will open, and otherwise you consult to your teachers. Otherwise you also keep the comment in our Facebook page. You keep the comment under the video of Facebook. Okay, students, now after this lesson, in our next class we will discuss about the grammar section. In our grammar section we are going to discuss about the preposition, so that you read the preposition lesson from your grammar book also, and otherwise you look at the book. There are some of the picture, and make a one types of concept in which condition the different prepositions are used. There are many prepositions we have to study on in the class 9. Some of them, they are the major are in, on, at, likewise through, between, among, under, round, across, towards, over. There are many prepositions are there. We should study in our coming classes, so that students, you consult the grammar and read and made some of the find out some of the difficulties and keep the comment at the time of conducting this program. Otherwise you can phone to us, phone to me. I will solve your problems. So that, students, this much for today. I think you enjoyed and studied the lesson, and you get the knowledge about the sentences for expressing suggestion, advising and pursuing sentences. You have known about the structure of these sentences of these language function, suggesting, advising and pursuing. And our programmer time is also over. In this class, we discuss this much subject matter and we complete our listening, reading comprehension activities also in these two programs. For our next class, I request to my students for reading the preposition grammar section, read at your home. Thanks for all of my students and other listeners too. I would like to say goodbye for this class by saying thanks to the technician Robin Raut. Thank you. Namaste.
अहिले तपाईं इटहरी एफएम 92.5 मेगाहर्ज